And getting straight into the top 5 news stories of the day, the issue of same-sex marriage may be headed back to the Supreme Court. This after a federal appeals court halted a number of rulings supporting same-sex marriage. Many attorneys for couples say they will ask the Supreme Court to hear their arguments. About a month ago, the Supreme Court declined to hear any cases. And Robert O'Neill, the man you see here, says he is the retired Navy SEAL who fired the shots that killed Osama bin Laden. And this is the first time he is publicly identifying himself. 2 other SEALs have confirmed that O'Neill is the one who killed bin Laden. O'Neill says he has decided to come forward because he is afraid someone else will leak his name. He is scheduled to be featured in segments on Fox News in the near future. O'Neill recently spoke with victims of the 9/11 attacks before the opening of the National September 11th Memorial Museum. The shirt he was wearing during the operation is on display there. And so much for working together. Today, House Speaker John Boehner cautioned the president against any executive action on the immigration reform bill. He said any action would eliminate the chances of passing an overhaul bill. He also went on to say taking executive action would sour the relationship between Democrats and Republicans ahead of the new Congress even arriving. And speaking of the administration, word is the White House is trying to open channels of communications with Iran over the fight to defeat the Islamic State militant group ISIS. President Obama sent a letter to the supreme leader of Iran pointing out common interests in defeating ISIS, and officials have also been going through Iraqis to communicate with Iran. And last in your top 5 news, the FBI is admitting that one of its agents pretended to be a reporter from the Associated Press during a 2007 criminal investigation. Now, the agency says it was to help a teen accused of making bomb threats at a high school in Washington. The news agency says they think the action was unacceptable, but the FBI undercover work and deception are, of course, a critical tool in fighting crime. You know, this reminds me straight out of an episode of Homeland.
Right.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you guys have been watching, but yes, it's very interesting. We'll keep you posted on what happens with that.
That's
sure.
really cool.
That is really interesting.